I am so excited for today's video because these recommendations are perfect. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing well. If you follow me on my book talk, you will know I am obsessed with young adult books. I think they're so good, so underrated. They provide some of the best books that are out there. Harry Potter, The Summer I Turned Pretty, The Hunger Games. Today I wanted to share with you my top young adult book series that I've read. I have about 6 to show you and they're all of a different genre. So if you are looking to get into young adult, or if you already love young adult and you're looking for new recommendations, I will have something for you, I hope. Like I said, I talk about young adult books quite a lot over my book talk, so if you want to follow me on there, my handle is the exact same as it is on all social medias of mine. It's Amnatyler. But yeah, let's get into this video. First up, I have quite an underrated one in my opinion. This is the City of Bones, or the Mortal Instruments series. This is an urban fantasy story set in New York, and it follows a girl called Clary, and she goes to a nightclub one day and witnesses a murder. However, no one else can see this murder happening, and she is pulled into the world of the Shadowhunters. And the Shadowhunters are basically warriors who protect the world from demons. After her mother disappears, Clary realizes she's actually connected to this world. As she dives deeper, she meets Jace, an arrogant young Shadowhunter, and she finds herself entangled in a fight against dark forces, secrets about her family are being revealed, and she has a growing attraction to Jace. This series has it all. It has action, magic, romance, supernatural creatures like vampires, fairies, werewolves. It is so fast-paced, full of twists, and as the books go on, the world building gets massive. The series following this book basically follows Clary's journey as a shadow hunter and this whole new world she has to explore. She has to train, figure out the complicated politics, and really find where she fits into it. This series is a bit of an old one. I believe it came out in 2008. There is a movie with Lily Collins in it, however I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's any good. It is also on the longer side of a book series. It's got 6 books, but the books themselves aren't that long and they are so gripping. I highly recommend. Next is some very popular books, and it is the Shatami series. This is another long series. I believe there is 8 books and a couple novellas to read, but in my opinion they are so worth reading. They deserve all the hype that they get and they are addictive. This is a dystopian romance that follows Juliet. She is a teenage girl with lethal touch. Whoever she touches suffers pain or death. This series is set in a world where it is controlled by a military regime called the Re-establishment. Juliet throughout this series is navigating this world where she is seen as a threat and a weapon. She really struggles with isolation, her identity and her power. However, she finds the strength to finally fight back, and she discovers she has quite a few allies and a chance at something more than survival. You probably heard about this series because you've probably heard of the book Boyfriend, Aaron Warner. This is an enemies to lovers series, and I do agree that their enemies to lovers is one of the best. It does take a couple books to get into that. While that's happening, there is also a love triangle. There is just so much stuff going on in this series. You fall in love with all the side characters. The plot will have you on the edge of your seat. It is just incredible. Because there is so many books, the reading order can get quite confusing, so I just wanted to explain that to you. I've got it listed down here. So there's the main novels, which is Shatter Me, Unravel Me, Ignite Me, Restore Me, Defy Me, and Imagine Me. Then you have the novellas, which are side stories and point of view expansions on different characters that are involved in the main series. And that is Destroy Me, which is set between book 1 and 2, told from Warner's perspective. Fracture Me, set between 2 and 3, told from Adam's perspective. Shadow Me, set between book 4 and 5, from Kenji's perspective. Reveal Me, a short story from Kenji's point of view. And Believe Me, an epilogue style novella, which takes place after book 6. I personally haven't read any of the novellas. I don't know if it's mandatory. I think I will eventually, but there's so many books to get through. I don't really want to think about that yet. The other thing I want to talk about is young adult series, because they are obviously young adult, don't have much spice in. I won't say zero, because this series and another one I'll talk about does have a bit of closed door spice in, so just be aware if you're looking for something with zero spice, just maybe avoid this one. But again, it's nothing explicit because it is young adult. The next series is a classic and a personal favourite of mine, and that is the Hunger Games series. I just have to show this. I recently bought these special editions from Waterstones, and look how stunning they are with all the sprayed edges. I'm obsessed. Anyway, I feel like everyone knows what the Hunger Games is, but I will do a little explanation and the reading order anyway. The general premise is a boy and a girl from each of the 12 districts is chosen, and 24 tributes are sent to the capital to fight in an arena to the death. This series follows Katniss Everdeen, who volunteers in place for her sister. When thrown into the games, she has to rely on her instincts and inner strength to survive. She isn't just trying to survive the physical dangers, she's also trying to survive the political dangers that surround her. And as the series progresses, her actions spark something bigger, a movement that can challenge the capital itself. In my opinion, this series is perfection. The world building, the lore that goes into it is incredible. Katniss and Peeta are my babies, my first loves. If you're going to read any of these series I'm going to recommend, please read this one. Now, since these books were released, 2 prequels in the last 5 years have also been released, so I'm going to go through the reading order. First, you're going to want to read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This follows President Snow's origin story, the 10th Hunger Games, all the drama that went into that, how he got into his position of power and how he became such a psychopath. Then you're going to want to read the newest release, and that is Sunrise on the Reaping. I don't actually have my own copy yet, but this follows Haymitch's story, who is Katniss and Peeta's mentor in the Hunger Games books. This book personally is my favourite. It is so emotional. It's just incredible. I cannot recommend it more. Then of course you have the Hunger Games, then Catching Fire, then Mockingjay. This entire series is everything. I feel like it's every teenager's first young adult book series that they read. It's that incredible. Next series is the Inheritance Games series, and these are such amazing books. Whenever someone wants a young adult recommendation, I always point them towards this. This follows a girl called Avery, and one day she's told that she's inherited a billionaire's fortune. However, she's never met this billionaire. She has to move into this mansion she's inherited, but of course his entire family are there, hell-bent on wanting to know why she has inherited all this money. She's caught in a deadly game that the whole family are involved in because this billionaire loved puzzles, secrets, and a mystery. And as the series goes on, new things are uncovered, the reasons why was uncovered, who she really is uncovered. It's just incredible. Jennifer Lynn Barnes, the author, in my opinion, is a genius because some of the plot twists in these books I never saw coming. There is also a bit of a love triangle between Avery and 2 of the grandsons of this guy, and it keeps things very interesting. I think if you love the Knives Out films, you'll love this series. It is basically the same thing but in a young adult way. After you read the main series, there is then the Brothers Hawthorne, and this more so follows some of the grandsons of this guy rather than Avery. Of course, there is another puzzle to be solved, there is more drama, more secrets, and it's just mind-blowing. I probably read this entire series in about 2 weeks. I just couldn't put them down because I just had to know what was going on. I had to know the answers to all the secrets. It's just addictive. Next is a series I never shut up about, and it's the Cruel Prince series, or The Folk of the Air. This series, in my opinion, is so misunderstood. So many people read it and don't really like it because they go in expecting a romance and then get hit in the face with just pure fantasy. If you wanted to read these books, just know there is a bit of a romance plot. However, it is such a side plot and it doesn't really come to the surface until books 2 and books 3. These books are basically more plot and more world building and more fairy politics based, but even though there isn't a romance focus, they are still so worth the read. The story is so magical and amazing. This series is about a place called Elfame, and Jude and her 3 sisters are taken as children and are forced to live here among the Fae. As she grows up, she soon learns that in this Fae world, humans are seen as inferior. However, she refuses to accept this. She craves power, respect, and control over her own fate. She needs to survive in this world that is made to destroy her. On the other hand, you have Prince Carden, who is the arrogant, reckless heir to the throne, and he makes Jude's life so hard. Jude has to decide how far she's willing to go to secure her place in this court, as she finds herself drawn deep into the lives of the fairy royals. These books have so many twists, so many unexpected betrayals. It will literally have you on the edge of your seat. You honestly cannot trust no one. Everyone is fighting for their own lives in this world. And as well as all that, it has a dose of enemies to lovers tension and moral greyness amongst the main characters. I love this series so much. I've said time and time again, it feels like a fairy tale that you would read when you were little, but in a more mature way. So it feels so nostalgic. And last, but definitely not least, is the Belladonna series. I actually don't own the last book yet, but it is called Wisteria. This gothic book series follows Signa Farrow, and she has spent her life defying death. After her parents mysteriously die when she was a baby, she's been passed throughout relatives her whole life. However, they all seem to mysteriously die when she is left untouched. Eventually, she is sent to her last remaining relatives at Thorn Grove. Here, she's approached by a spirit who says that she has been poisoned. Signa realizes if she wants this family to survive, she is going to have to uncover this mystery, and the only way that she's going to uncover it is to team up with Death himself. She uncovers dark family secrets and an unexpected romance between her and Death. This series honestly feels like Bridgerton, but in a gothic way. It has mystery, it has romance, it honestly has everything that you're possibly looking for. The connection between Death and Signa is so unexpected, so unconventional, but so addicting. In the second book, there's a bit of a love triangle when another character appears trying to take Signa away. It's honestly just all so intense, so incredible. The characters are so easy to connect to. The forbidding love aspect has your heart pounding. Honestly, love this book series so much, and more people need to read it. You definitely definitely will not regret it. Okay, that is all the young adult books I have to recommend for you today. I really hope you find something that piques your interest, and maybe you'll find your new favourite book. If you want any more information about any of these books, please leave a comment below, or if you have read any other series I haven't included today, please leave it in a recommendation in the comments. I would love to know. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.